Russell Brown and Corey Macklin ready to go with another big one. And boy, I mean right from the get-go, Dave.
Oh, we're going to start with a championship match here today. Unified world title on the line just minutes from now right here in this ring. That's not all either. Oh, Lawler will be defending the belt against Reggie B. Fine. Now, Reggie won.
Yes, he did.
He won the right to do this in a 10-man elimination match held at the Mid-South Coliseum in Memphis, Tennessee. And as a result, belts on the line here today. Reggie gets a chance at it. That's not all, though. The Headbangers, we saw them last week. They'll be back today. Rich and Gilbert are here. Brian Christopher will be along. And the Men on a Mission all coming up today.
Oh, my goodness, a whole bunch. Let's get ready for that championship match. We'll take time out right now. Come rolling back with the King defending the title.
Okie dokie, USWA Championship Wrestling kicking off with a unified world title match right here today as our opening bout today. First introducing the challenger, coming in at a weight of 266 pounds, says he wrestles out of Germantown, Tennessee, Reggie B. Fine. And in his corner, and his newest neighbor, Scott Bowden. On the other side of the ring, he is the holder of the unified world heavyweight title. He is the king of professional wrestling, Jerry the King Lawler. Downtown Bruno, the official referee. Let's go over now, Lance and Dave.
Okay, Corey, we've got the big belt.
Get started. I want to let y'all know one thing. This is my first title match, and you know what? Next week, I'm going to defend the belt to anybody who wants a shot. I'm not going to be no closet champion, because I'm going to kill him.
That's exactly right, Dave. Reggie B. Fine has worked his way up. Reggie B. Fine epitomizes the American dream. And in honor of this patriotic occasion, Mayor Sharon Goldworthy out in Germantown has declared today Reggie B. Fine Day out in Germantown, the greatest neighborhood in the history of Memphis. Germantown's #1 son, Reggie B. is going to bring home the gold today.
Well, we'll see. I noticed the official seal was missing on that certificate. I'm not sure about that certificate. Anyway, that's the word from Scott Bowden. Reggie B. Fine says he's going to defend the belt against anyone. Both of them way ahead of themselves. They got to win the belt first, Reggie does. And a lot of guys have come in trying to take the unified title away from the King and have been unsuccessful.
Look at Reggie come out there and go in a hurry after the King. Well, I got to tell you, Dave, we've sat here and watched in the past Lawler take on Reggie B. Fine on a numerous occasions. Reggie, an entirely different kind of an attitude. He had a different attitude when he went into that 10-man elimination for this title match. And son of a gun, if he didn't come out and win it, we've always said he had all the physical tools, but we weren't sure about his dedication. So maybe we are, in fact, seeing a brand new Reggie B. Fine.
Possibility does exist, no doubt about it. Reggie B. Fine has wrestled Lawler before, but never with a unified title on the line. Scott Bowden over in the corner also is an added element that we got to keep in mind.
Up the rail!
Lawler's big scoop slam from Reggie B. Fine. This is your day, Reggie, no doubt about it. Just to be in here as the challenger and having won that 10-man elimination match is indeed an accomplishment, to say the least. Lawler looking with a little apprehension as Reggie B. is firing hard in the opening moments.
You know, when people talk about great upsets in the sporting world, they talk about the New York Jets beating the Baltimore Colts. They talk about Buster Douglas knocking out Mike Tyson. And after today, they're going to be talking about Reggie B. Fine beating Jerry Lawler for the world heavyweight title.
I'll tell you, we wouldn't argue with you about that if it happens, because it would be a stunning upset. The King showed Reggie that he is the same old champion. That is, he can get the job done. A scoop slam on big Reggie B. And Reggie returns it and pounds Lawler right down in the middle of the ring. Jerry's got that look on there. What in the world's happening?
Yeah, I think Jerry thinks at this moment he's seeing a different Reggie B. Fine maybe than he's faced in the ring before.
Hey, shut your mouth and leave me alone. Let me take care of
There's a
Oh,
mistake
no, wait.
Reggie's making.
Yeah, yeah.
Scott, tell him to shut
That's
up.
the old Reggie.
Tell him to shut up.
Running his mouth at the audience out there when he better stick to business with that unified title on the line in particular. Lawler comes back once again. Crotches him, takes him straight up, and pounds him down on the mat.
Reggie a little upset with himself, I think, there. We're getting body slammed. He has a little conference with Scott Bowden.
Early moments of a unified World Heavyweight Championship match as the USWA Championship Wrestling getting underway with a great card lined up. Headlined by this championship. Look at Scott Bowden grabbing the tights of Lawler from behind. And Lawler ripping with that right hand. Here comes Reggie rushing back in. Close to the midsection, to the head with that right hand. Pounds Lawler down to one knee. And referee Downtown Bruno backing him up, but only for a moment as Reggie steps back in with that right.
The King in some trouble here. Reggie takes him out to the center of the ring, picks him up, and a big old slam right in the middle of the ring. He goes for a cover. One. Up, only a one count. Scott Bowden was counting very, very quickly, but the referee counted only to one. Back in the corner again. Reggie B. Fine using the right fist. He's got Lawler pressed into the corner. Downtown Bruno says, come on, back away. Reggie turned, and Lawler was waiting for him.
Shot that right foot at him, and then comes with a right hand. As Lawler again scoops, slams Reggie B. Drops down with a right hand. The referee saying open the fist. There's the cover, 1, 2, and Reggie kicks out. He's still alive.
Ooh. Mistake by the King. He went for that right fist again. Reggie was gone, and Lawler hit the mat with his fist. Reggie dumps him over the back. Scott Bowden cheering at ringside for Reggie B. Fine. Reggie backs Lawler into the rope, flips him across the way. Lawler reverses him, hooks him down in small package. Count of 3. He got him. He got him in that small package. Caught Reggie by surprise. And a count of 3, and Lawler successfully defends the unified title. Much to the dismay of Reggie B. Fine, who is upset about the situation, but Lawler, well, as we said, a lot of people have come in trying to take that title away. Very few have been successful. Reggie has to be the biggest loss you've ever suffered here on television, huh? Losing the title shot here today with, you know, the alleged certificate of Reggie B. Fine Day and all that.
Dave Brown, the rest of you low budgets, I mean this from the bottom of my heart. I declare to Almighty, I'll never lose another match on this TV, USWA TV. No more.
Whoa, Reggie. We got to take time out. We'll be back. Lawler's still the champ.
Lawler retains the world title. Quick program note here on TV5. 1 o'clock today, Lorenzen Wright is going to announce his intentions of whether or not he's going to the NBA. And here at TV5, Sports Director Harold Grader will be here to cover that announcement live for you about 1 o'clock today. So be sure to be here 1 o'clock on TV5 for Lorenzen Wright's announcement.
Okay, Dave, we got a big announcement coming up right now. As a matter of fact, it's more of a discussion with the USWA heavyweight champion, Too Sexy Brian Christopher. One thing he is never lacking in, and that is energy. And that's whether it's in the ring or out of the ring. He high-fives it with him, and anybody who wants to go head-to-head, Brian Christopher does, in fact, high-five him pretty good. Here he is, Too Sexy.
You know, Lance, I can always count on my people over here to get me fired up. And Lance, before I get started, I wanted to come out here and apologize to you for last week when I kind of jumped all over you But you can understand, can't you? I've had a real frustrating last couple of weeks. First of all, I come out here and I defend my USWA heavyweight title. I still consider that my USWA heavyweight title against big 600-pound Mabel. And he had Mankind come out here and interfere in the match, and now he's got my belt. That started it all off. Then I go down to the Mid-South Coliseum with my so-called tag team partner, Dr. Isaac Yankum, and take on Men on a Mission. We win the match. But then after that, they get their hands on me 2-on-1 and start beating on me and pounding on me.
And where was your partner?
That's what I'm asking. He turned his back and he left me there for them to beat on me and beat on me and beat on me, and that's what they did. And you know what? They left, came back, and continued to beat on me, and nobody came out there to help me. And I mean nobody.
I gotta say this, Brian, I have never seen anybody manhandle you the way Men on the Mission did. They just took great delight in pounding you into a dust ball almost.
Yeah, but think about it, Lance. It was 2-on-1.
Oh, yeah.
That's a 600-pound man and a 350-pound man on me. What's that? 950 pounds on Brian Christopher alone. Well, Lance, the times are gonna change. When I was walking into the building just a few minutes ago, when I pulled up in the parking lot, a fan came running up to me, grabbed me by the arm, said, "Brian, are you okay?" I said, "Yeah, I'm fine." Said, "Brian, why don't you get mean like you used to be? None of this would happen. Why don't you get mean like you used to be, Brian?" And I started thinking, Lance, why don't I get mean? Huh? Why don't I get nasty again, Lance? It looks like that's what I'm gonna have to do. You're gonna have to get them before they get you. And that's what I got planned this week, because I've asked for it, a special match, a stretcher match. Me and my partner against Men on a Mission. And I got a partner that I've asked, and he's already agreed to it. But I want to get him out here because I got a few questions to ask him. And my partner, Lance, is somebody that every time in the past, I didn't have to worry about if they're going to turn their back on me. I knew that they would be there if they gave me their word they were going to be there, and I could trust them. And that man is the King, Jerry Lawler.
No better.
There he is.
Still the unified world heavyweight champion, the King, Jerry Lawler. And Brian Christopher has just announced he's going to be the partner against Men on the Mission.
Let me stand right here, Lance. Now, Jerry Lawler, I know we've had our differences right here the past couple of weeks because you know, everybody knows that I want that unified world heavyweight title, but I'm putting that in the back of my mind right now because Men on a Mission are what I'm focusing everything I got on right now. And I need a partner that's going to be there. I don't have to worry about them turning their back on me and leaving me. I don't have to worry about them not being able to hold their own because I know that you can do it. You remember the matches against the Moondogs, huh? You and Jeff Jarrett, all the matches, me and you against the Moondogs. We would bring whatever we could. We'd do whatever we could. Well, that fan told me to get mean. I'm going to get mean, and I want to ask something of you, Jerry Lawler. I want you to be the king of old. I want you to be the king like against the Moondogs would bring anything. I mean anything. He'd bring fireballs down there, throw fire all over the place, lids, trash cans, whatever he could get his hands on. I want you to be mean because I'm going to be mean. Can you do it? Can you do it? Tell me you can do it.
Let me just say this, Brian Christopher. You're looking at the man that wrote the book on being mean. You look up the word mean in the dictionary, and you're going to see my picture. Do you understand that?
That's what I'm talking about.
Now, this is all I've been waiting for. It's for somebody to come to me and ask me. Somebody to come to me and beg for me to be the old king. Well, let me tell you something, Men on a Mission. For one thing, I never liked either one of you from the get-go. Yeah. But then, all of a sudden, we see this big 600-pound Mabel running around
with a crown on his head. Oh, no, Mabel. That don't cut it around my town, brother. You're looking at the one and the only remaining king of Memphis, Tennessee. So, Mabel, you and Mo, I don't care what he was, Sir Mo, I don't care what they call you. After Brian Christopher and the real king get through with you, you are going to tuck your big fat tails between your big fat legs and run back to wherever it is you came from. That's a promise from me to you, pal.
All right.
Monday night, you're going to see the meaning of the word mean from this guy in right here.
And it's a stretcher match. That means it goes until somebody is carried out on a stretcher. We're putting one out 1 week and the other out the next. How about it? Mean and nasty, baby.
We got to have a lot of bulk. If they go through with it and carry Mabel out of there, I can tell you they'll need some stretcher carriers in there. I'll tell you, this positive attitude of Brian Christopher, it works on me because I was still calling it his USWA heavyweight title, even though he lost it. He said it to me, that's my title so many times. I believe it. That's going to be a heck of a bout. We mentioned the 10-man elimination earlier with Reggie B, and also mentioned this match with Brian. How about a rehash of what we had last week?
Quick recap, and we'll talk about this entire card coming up this Monday night. Tommy Rich and Doug Gilbert were winners in the USWA tag title match over the Headbangers. Headbangers coming up here in just a couple of minutes. Also, it was Too Sexy Brian Christopher and Isaac Yankum technically winning the match over Men on a Mission's King Mabel and Sir Mo, but boy, that's not the way it really worked out. Reggie B. Fine, as we said, the winner of the elimination match. He got his title shot here today. And finally, in the Unified World Championship match, it was the King, Jerry Lawler, successfully defending the title against Mankind the Mutilator, and again successfully defending against Reggie B. Fine today.
Monday night, the action continues, and I'm talking about some big-time action, too. Listen to the card that's lined up. It starts, by the way, at 7:30 Monday night, Mid-South Coliseum. You can get your tickets in advance right there at the Coliseum or any of the Ticketmaster locations. 7 big matches on the line, opening up with the Headbangers going against David Haskins and Tony Williams.
And in the match in which Scott Bowden will be stepping into the ring to go against Brandon Baxter. That's right. The coward waves the flag in that match. Whoever waves the flag first is the loser as Bowden goes against Baxter.
A USWA ladies title match. Miss Texas will be defending against Tasha.
Special challenge match. Brian Christopher wrestling as a single in this one against Sir Mo, but that's not all the action there.
USWA title match along when King Mabel will put the belt on the line against Jesse James Armstrong.
Speaking of belts, USWA tag titles on the line. Tommy Rich and Doug Gilbert will be defending against the Cyberpunks. Now, you notice we don't have a picture of them right here, but hang on. Hang on. We may get to see them a little bit later on today.
A non-sanctioned stretcher match will be then forthcoming. The King, Jerry Lawler, Too Sexy Brian Christopher, back together again as partners going against Men on a Mission, the King Mabel and Sir Mo, and that is the action lined up for Monday night. Lots of it.
No telling what might happen in that last match. Keep in mind it is non-sanctioned. It could go anywhere, and Brian and the King have already said they're going to bring whatever is necessary.
And somebody is going to be carried out on a stretcher. All of that Monday night. Get your tickets. Come on down and join it. Have the fun, as there's nothing like being right there live and direct. Tell you what we've got plenty of wrestling action. Headbangers still to go. We'll be seeing Brian Christopher in the ring. Men on the Mission will be in the ring also. Timeout. We'll be back for that in a moment.
A 10-minute time limit for our next bout here on USWA Wrestling. First introducing at a combined weight of 398 pounds from parts unknown, the Yellow Jacket. And his partner wrestling out of Cordova, Tennessee, Tony Williams. Well, the music is playing. The opponents today, a combined weight of 493 pounds. Here is Thrasher and Mosh, the Headbanger. One ball, a 10-minute time limit. Let's go over to Lance and Dave.
Okay, Corey. Good night. You know, I got to tell you that while I'm not particularly fond of their attitude, I was impressed with the Headbangers last week. Thrasher starting out against Tony Williams. They are a very aggressive tag team.
Yes, they are. And referee Downtown West sure like to get that music shut down so we can hear ourselves think over here. They bring their own music as they come into the ring right here. We also had some comment last week about their attire. And on the way to the ring, they informed us that those are kilts. Well, we knew that.
Yeah. Tony Williams, nice maneuver as he took him coming off the rope. Took him right over, and Thrasher tried to do it to Williams. Williams just grabbed the feet, stopped, and stomped right on the head. But Tony got pounded right in the midsection. And now Mosh takes over with a body slam to begin with and missed the elbow. Williams out of there. He's quick.
Tony's giving away a lot of size, as he usually is in the match. Now he makes the tag. Yellow Jacket comes in also giving away size to these guys. Oh, boom, big right hand from Mosh of the Headbangers.
Didn't try to hide that one. He just ripped him with that right and decked him. There's a tag back on Thrasher. And the whip. Yellow Jacket. Double team. Oh. Boy, they had him up and mounted him down. Man, that music is irritating.
Yeah. Tempted to sneak over there and turn it down, but I'm afraid one of them would see me on the way.
You don't get caught no man's land. Yellow Jacket, side saddle, pounded down, and Mosh goes up to the top. He's already taken the tag from Thrasher. Leaps off with that flying clothesline. And the Yellow Jacket stretched out. Leg drop. Ensuring that he's going to be down. They're not even satisfied with that. Thrasher now up to the top rope. He's up amongst the lighting. And as they timed it out perfectly, 1, 2, 3, the Headbangers.
Well, their timing is impeccable, let me tell you, as they work together as a tag team. Now, what are they doing? They're holding that boom box over there to insult the Yellow Jacket with it. Tony Williams steps in to try to help make sure his partner is okay. As the Headbangers, Thrasher and Mosh celebrate their victory.
We got it. And I'll be just so happy when it's all out of the studio. Whoa, they came out with an impressive victory. Well, I tell you one thing, Ed, I don't know that impressive is the word. I think it's more of attention getting. We've heard a lot about our old comrade Bill Dundee around the territory. We know several weeks ago he was right here and tried to take over the show, and doggone near did it as he kept imposing himself on everything that was happening. I also have heard about incidences around the territory, one of them up in Louisville, where he got into a locker room situation. And let's take a look now at this tape that we have on.
If you will just do your job and be a man and walk out and talk to that whole busload of people who want and believe in Bill Dundee being here and believe they're just right out in the parking lot. If you'll just walk out and talk to them with me, if you don't believe what they're saying, Randy, I'll just get in the bus with them and drive away. And I won't cause you any more trouble. Just give me 2 minutes of your time, please.
You know, I want to know what the wrestling fans...
Well, I want to know what the wrestling fans are. She's talking about a busload of fans being out there. And Samantha has been here. She is a wrestler. She's been here as a valet. And there she goes out back. She is here, she says, today as a fan and a particular fan of Bill Dundee. We've got a lot of respect for Bill. We didn't respect the way he came in and tried to interrupt the show. There she goes out with Randy.
Now that is ridiculous.
And no busload, but there's Bill Dundee.
day you pulled that stuff. No, I've told
Randy
you before,
Hales
this is some of what you
seeing
pulled. You
no
came up here and
busload of
told me in the-
fans that
having you back
she
here
challenged
at
him
the
to go out and
target.
talk to
You're
him.
not gonna
East
I'm going to tell you this face to face.
And
20 years ago, when you used to run around Jonesboro and Jackie Fargo and told you young little Jerry Jarrett and me and Eddie Marlin used to let you sell pictures. None of them liked you. Fargo used to be Penny running that George Gillis lookalike off. Told you, said, let me chop him. And Jerry Jarrett said, I don't know why you
But
put that way.
Dundee is
But I
upset,
did. You know
as you
why?
can
'Cause
see.
I liked you.
He was
But now you're a
upset the
big
last
shot
time
promoter.
that we
You
had
got
him
some
here.
fun.
That you make me first every time you talk to me and you call me, you know you're the one that messed
No,
up.
that ain't
You
nothing like
messed
that.
up.
No, I didn't, brother.
You messed up,
protected
Dundee.
Wolfie.
You, I'll tell
and
you,
every
you're
other
the one
wrestler,
that
and I
messed
can
up.
whoop everybody.
I
in
don't
here,
protect
and they all
nobody.
hide
I don't
alongside
protect
you.
nobody. You get in
Yes,
the car,
you do. I
you
ain't
take this
getting
in
in
here
that
and get out of here.
I ain't getting
You get out of here.
I ain't. He ain't.
Hey, you just Hey, get out of here, Dundee. I'm telling you. Get out of here.
Well, Randy Hales is joining us right here. As Lance said, Dundee has been all over the USWA, baiting him, trying to put him back on the payroll. For me, that was the last straw, though. That was just disgusting to watch.
You know, Dave, it's a situation where I normally don't like to conduct wrestling business here in the studio on TV. The best place to do it is, of course, in the office or in the dressing room. But Bill Dundee has put me in a situation where I feel I have no other choice. He's been interrupting, as you said, showing up at our towns, interrupting our television. So yesterday, actually, Dave, I called Bill and asked him to come to this TV station today. I'd like to call him out today, but first of all, I've made it clear with him, if he puts his hands on me, Lance, Corey, you, any of the staff of the USWA, I will have him arrested, but I'd like for him to come out today.
All right, well, here he comes. All right, Bill, just keep in mind the ground rules here. No attacking him or anybody else around.
Well, if this gentleman says something that I don't like, and I'd like to know why you got me out here on television to talk to me, why didn't you tell me on the telephone, I asked you? But if you say something I don't like, I'm going to have this young lady knock you out. You're right, I ain't going to put my hands on you.
Bill, you made it a public situation by coming in airing dirty laundry on this television show. That's why I called you out. That's why I didn't tell you on the phone. Here's the situation. Dave, you know, sometimes with decision, I get a little hard-headed. Yes, last week when I said you would never work for this company again, I meant it. However, you've been coming out everywhere, Bill, and causing trouble. Jerry Lawler came to me, Brian Christopher came to me, Jesse James Armstrong, the different wrestlers said, you're put in a situation where Dundee's coming out saying that everybody's being protected, and then by not hiring you back, that's exactly what it looks like. Well, I have not protected anybody, and I'm here to tell you right now, Bill, that you're reinstated, and that will give the opportunity.
If you're not the friend around here, you can't work here. Dave Brown, he's just a fixture, so he got to be here. Corey, you hired him just because you like him, and you brought old Bag of Bones back because you like him, too. So don't tell me if it ain't your friend, you can't work here. I'm about the only guy here that don't particularly care for you. But I'll say this for you, punk. You made a real good choice today. You hired the best wrestler in the world, brother, so put it right there.
Okay. Thank you very much, Randy. I'm not sure I agree with the decision, but I understand it. We'll be back in just a moment. Thank you, Bill.
Okay, we're going to be to the ring in just a moment, Corey. Before we get to it, one of the participants of the action will be coming out here, or at least one of the units. That's the tag team, the USWA Tag Team Champions, Wildfire Tommy Rich.
Good. Life is good.
Dangerous Doug Gilbert. They hold the titles, and they're in the catbird seat.
Well, you know what it amounts to, Lance. It's just like Dangerous Doug Gilbert and the Wildfire said. We said we'd beat anything WWF sent to us. We beat them. We said anything Randy Hales, the USWA, could bring to us, we beat them. Well, then it comes down that we wrestle USWA's best, PG-13. It comes down to a big feud, loser leave town.
right.
Who's standing here, Lance Russell?
You won it. Hey.
Ain't that right, banana
That's
nose?
right. What else can we say? I mean,
It
you
is
got
all
the
good, ain't it, Lance? Ain't it?
You know, as Tommy said, we are in a good mood today. We're happier than a drunken Indian on payday because you see, a lot of guys come out here and they say, I'm gonna cut so-and-so's hair. I'm gonna run so-and-so out of town. But when you look at Tommy Rich and Doug Gilbert, these are two guys that always cross the finish line. You understand what I'm saying? We told everyone we were gonna run PG-13 out of town, and what happened? Last time we saw those two idiots, they were in front of the Greyhound bus station holding a little sign saying, we'll wrestle for bus fare. You know what I'm saying? And ever since then, ever since we ran them off, Randy Hales, the president of the PG-13 fan club, has threatened us to bring in all this tough competition. And what did he bring us? Beavis and Butthead, the Headbangers, the Outlaw Tag Team Champions, two guys that have toiled in the minor leagues. Well, they got a rude introduction to the major leagues, didn't they, Lance Russell? Who's next, Randy Hales? Who's next? Corey Macklin and Lance Russell? How about Dave and his little pal Snowbird? We'll take them all on, Randy.
You know what, Lance Russell? Hold on just a second. Hey, Scott Bowden. Well, since Randy Hales don't seem like he can find what we call competition, hey, Tommy, let's just make a little vow here today. Let's just say everybody, Lance Russell, from now on, this is a promise from myself, Tommy Rich, and none other than Scott Bowden, we are going to destroy any team that we get in the ring with, no matter who it is. So, Tommy, let's take the destruction to the ring, okay?
I wish you would. You've got a match scheduled in here as we are ready for it. Let's go to the ring. And Corey Macklin. Corey.
Okay, Lancer, we're ready for action. One fall, a 10-minute time limit. Introducing at a combined weight of 417 pounds. Out of parts unknown, here is the Green Shadow and his partner, the Kaleidoscope. Their opponents today, a combined weight of 473 pounds. Wrestling out of Lexington, Tennessee, Dangerous Doug Gilbert and his partner out of Hotlanta, Georgia, Wildfire Tommy Rich. And in their corner, the manager, Scott Bowden. They are the USWA Tag Team Champions. Bruno, the official referee. Of course, the titles are not at stake in this one. Over to L&D.
Okay.
Come on now. Get him out of the corner. Work it out.
A team that we're totally unfamiliar with, the Green Shadow. And I'm so unfamiliar with them, I got to look and find out what the name is.
Yeah,
It's
Kaleidoscope. Well, outfit does. Outfits go with their names, I guess. Green Shadow not having much luck right now, though, against Wildfire Tommy Rich. Rich and Gilbert, the USWA Tag Champions. It's a non-title match. Doug Gilbert insulting the level of the competition. By the way, we'd like to apologize for a couple of the remarks that Scott Bowden made. I'll be having some words with Mr. Bowden a little bit later on.
Out of the ring, the Green Shadow, Doug Gilbert grabbing him up in the ring. Kaleidoscope arguing the referee downtown Bruno about the tactics that Rich and Gilbert. Hey, welcome to the real world. I'll tell you guys, you better come in there when you come in against Rich and Gilbert expecting those kind of tactics. They're both extremely capable wrestlers, but as it turns out, they feel like they got to do other things in order to prove their manhood, I guess. They hold the titles.
Who is this dude standing over here on the ring apron? Who is that? The Kaleidoscope?
That's the Kaleidoscope that's just been tagged in,
I
yes.
tell you what, that's an intimidating name, isn't it, Dave? That strikes fear in my heart. I'm shaking in my Kohan shoes right now.
Into the ropes. Gilbert catches him off the shoulder of Tommy Rich. Hammers him down. A big elbow knocks the Green Shadow into the cameraman.
Yeah,
over
just
there.
about took our cameraman out.
And Doug Gilbert ends up getting a relatively easy 1, 2, 3, and they...
Oh, come on, the match is over. Bowden has just rolled the Green Shadow back in. Pile driver. Look at those illegal pile drivers. Whoa, they say.
team. The lights went out, and the next thing we knew, the ring was filled up with action. As Kaleidoscope and Green Shadow got a timely help.
Now they've just left the area.
And they have disappeared as quickly.
You don't know who that was, huh?
Yeah, I know who it is. The Cyberpunks. And yeah, that's what it is. You got your win. Take it on out of here, and we'll be back in just a moment. Okay, the action goes right on. Son of a gun. Went dark, and all of a sudden, the Cyberpunks come flying into the ring. I don't know where they came from. They dropped out of the sky and were in there for it. Corey, we've got... Now, wait a minute. What is this?
Dundee back again.
5 minutes
What?
reinstated, and he's doing it again. Come on, man.
Hey, Bill,
I don't have time
you're gonna
now,
have to
Bill, to
wait.
talk
We've
about
got an...
This is not
We have got to talk about the out-of-town thing.
on, we got
You-
other things to
listen.
do.
If you lose and leave, you're out of here, right? That's the
No, Bill. We're not...
And Randy Hale.
You're not going to do this. Now, don't...
That's Jimmy Dundee.
No, don't. Hey,
The big tall idiot's Wolfie D.
boy, here he is. He's back to work 10 minutes, and he's out here trying to take over the show again. We're going to... No.
I'm telling you, I'm going to...
Bill, don't start your old complaints at all.
He's out of there. I ain't coming there.
Yeah.
Corey, let's get on without a... That son of a gun, he's back. Randy Hales taking him back to see if he can't stop him from trying to take over. Here he is, back to work. 5 minutes, and he's taking over the show again.
Boy.
Let's get down to business about what's happening on the road.
What about
Corey
Jonesboro, Arkansas tonight?
Okay.
Harold Bell Community Center, Church Street. 8 o'clock bell time for wrestling in Jonesboro. Big night of action tonight. Advanced tickets at Front Page Cafe. There will be a World Championship Battle Royal. And the King, Jerry Lawler, on the card. He will defend the unified title tonight in Jonesboro, Arkansas. The Cyberpunks. They will be there. Tommy Rich, Doc Gilbert, a huge lineup tonight in Jonesboro, Arkansas. Monday night, we're back at the Mid-South Coliseum for USWA action.
Better believe
There are
that.
7 big matches signed down there, Lance, for Monday night. 7:30 bell time, and it's going to be a big night of action down there Monday night, Mid-South Coliseum. Hey, Friday night, March 29th, Cherry Valley, Arkansas. USWA action there in Cherry Valley. They're at the Cross County High School. Tickets are on sale now. Too Sexy Brian Christopher, Men on a Mission, Jesse James Armstrong, Cyberpunks on the card, Miss Texas, the Headbangers, a list of them in Cherry Valley, Arkansas. They're at the Cross County High School. Tickets are on sale now. Thursday, April 4th, Paris, Tennessee. USWA All-Star Card in Paris, Henry County High School. Friday, April 5th, Truman, Arkansas. Old Community House there in Truman. USW action, a return match there in Truman with Bill Dundee taking on Jerry Lawler. A return match in Truman, Arkansas. Cyberpunks on that card as well. Thursday, April 11th, Troy, Tennessee. Back at the Obion County High School. There in Troy, USWA action. Friday, April 12th, Ripley, Tennessee at the high school in Ripley. Saturday, April 13th, Batesville Fairgrounds, USWA action there. Back in Tunica, Sheraton Casino. Well of a night down at the Sheraton last Wednesday. Oh boy, what a night. We'll be back down at the Sheraton Casino Center Wednesday, April 17th. Mark that down so you can be with us Friday, April 19th. Henderson, Tennessee, Chester County High School. That is all of the action. What a bunch of it.
Pick it up when it comes your way. One quick announcement right here, Corey, and we'll turn it back over to you, and that is at 1 o'clock today on TV5. You're going to have the live announcement at the press conference with Lorenzen Wright as to his decision whether to stay with the University of Memphis or go to the NBA. Everybody will be waiting. It will be carried live. Harold Grader will be there to cover it for TV5. That's 1 p.m. today.
Indeed.
Yes.
Hey, Monday night, there's a big night of action, as we said. 7 big matches signed for USWA wrestling action Monday night at the Mid-South Coliseum. And in particular, one of the bouts that's interesting, Lance, is the USWA heavyweight title bout. I want to talk to the challenger in that bout right now. Making his way to the ring area around here. Jesse James Armstrong. He'll be challenging the big King Mabel. And Mabel, the current USWA champion, he'll be defending the title down there Monday night.
That's right, Monday night, the Mid-South Coliseum. I said, look at him, Maguchi. It's about that time that we get funky right here in the USWA. Things are hot and heavy, fire and ice, if you know what I'm saying. Some cyberpunk in the ring with lights blinking on and off. They're from the year 2000 and then some. Monday night. Me and King Mabel. You know, King Mabel, I had my shot at you in a first-round tournament match not too many weeks ago. And 2-on-1, just like Too Sexy was saying out here earlier, 2-on-1, men on a mission. It takes 2 of you when both of you outweigh me by 150 pounds. Well, brother, I'm tougher than shoe leather, and I'm coming dead at you, King Mabel. Later on, me and David Haskins got a little shot at a men on a mission.
Right here today, yeah, right in the ring
take care of things. Let me talk about tonight. Oh. Who's throwing pennies at me? Good Lord. Well, throw some quarters over at me. For the love of Pete, don't throw no pennies. Throw some dollars over here. They don't hurt so bad. What I'm talking about is tonight. Earl Bell Community Center, Jonesboro, Arkansas. There's a big battle royal to see at the end of the night. Somebody in that battle royal is going to win and get a shot at Jerry the King Lawler's unified title. And that's what I'm talking about tonight, 8 o'clock, Earl Bell Center in Jonesboro, Arkansas. Monday, King Mabel. I'm going through you, brother, like a hot knife through butter. I've said it before, and I'll say it again. Now, let's go back to the year 2000 and then some, because the lights went off. Tommy Rich and Doug Gilbert, you say you got no competition. Well, brother, I saw some competition beat y'all's booties all over this TV arena. Then the lights blinked on and off again, and they were gone. Woo! Cyberpunks are in the USWA. Titles are changing. I want them. Cyberpunks want them. Looks like the punks are leaving now. They ain't cyberpunks, but they're punks, and we'll see them later. Tonight, Earl Bell Center in Jonesboro. Monday in Memphis. Cyberpunks are going to be there. We're rocking and rolling the USWA.
Boy,
tell them about it, Corey.
You got that right. Jesse James Armstrong. We've got a lot more to go right here today as USWA Championship Wrestling will continue. Stay with us. Boy.
We've got a big final event. This is not it. We've still got plenty of time. Brian Christopher coming up against Motley Crue. Here comes Bill Dundee once again. Okay, Bill, now we tried to tell you...
Just explain this to me, please. I mean, Wolfie D and Jamie Dundee are Randy Hale's friends, right? And, man, Jamie lived with me all his life. You could wrap him up in a sheet, and I could tell you it's Jamie Dundee. I promise you that's Jamie Dundee and
You're
Wolfie
talking
D.
about
And
the cyberpunks?
Yes!
Hey,
yes.
You don't know that's who it is.
This is the problem. We have a TV formatted. You're coming up messing up. Go back to the back.
No, because he should not be here, that Wolfie D. He got whooped in a loser leave town, Randy, and you're protecting him just like you did. That's Jamie and Wolfie, man.
You always make excuses, Bill.
No,
you made excuses when you got
You
fired.
run me off for 6 months, and that's another thing I'm hot at you about. You see, the truth's coming out. That's why I'm back. And if it's the last thing I do, I'm taking that mask off that cyberpunk, and he's out of there.
I fired you because you were threatened. I fired you.
Whoa!
What's going on?
Lights gone again!
Hey, help me. Help me.
Out of the middle of nowhere, one of the cyberpunks, and down goes Dundee on the floor. He's back in competition. Whoa! Hanging away. Here comes the other of the cyberpunks. As Bill Dundee, as the lights went out and suddenly, boom, Dundee takes a shot and he...
I'm telling you, I killed that idiot. Get out of here.
You don't know exactly who that is, and well, Bill Dundee is convinced. He, of course, was hollering that was Wolfie D and his son, Jamie. And the cyberpunks making another spectacular appearance. We're ready for the action in the ring. Corey!
Okay, we're ready for it. One fall, a 10-minute time limit for our next bout of the day here. 246 pounds out of Memphis, Tennessee. Here is Motley Crue. And in his corner, Tasha. His opponent today, making his way around the ring area. Coming in at 225 pounds out of Memphis, Tennessee. Too sexy, Brian Christopher. Here we go, downtown Bruno.
Hey, you better go over there and tell that four-eyed punk I know how he cheats for Brian Christopher, and if he does today, I'm slapping those glasses off.
Come on, let's go, guys.
Okay, we are ready for it. Downtown Bruno, the referee. Motley Crue taking on the former USWA heavyweight champion, Brian Christopher. And bell time. Here we go.
Miss Tasha is now down at ringside rather than up on the apron. She was making some sort of insult, I think, at the referee.
Oh, is that what it was?
I think she was saying that the referee, Downtown Bruno, better call it right down the middle or she was going to go after him.
Motley Crue carrying good size with him in against Brian Christopher. Whoa! Boy, he tried to snap him off his feet. Christopher just bowed it, turned it around, reversed it, and pounded him across that ring.
Yeah, this Motley Crue is a heavier wrestler than Brian Christopher, but Brian reversed him, got him off his feet, and sent him flying.
To the middle of the ring, collar and elbow. Turns that wrist over, and again, and it's reversed on Brian. Motley Crue popped off his feet. I think Brian is practicing something he was preaching a little bit earlier about saying, with Mabel and all these others, Sir Mo and the likes, I'm going to get mean like I used to be.
Well, he sure yanked his hair there. There's no doubt about it. Downtown Bruno, the referee, is over asking him about it. Yeah, I think you're exactly right. Maybe we're looking again at the new old Brian Christopher.
Yeah, if a chain popped up in his hand, it wouldn't surprise either one of us at all. Motley Crue, top wrist lock. And once again, Christopher grabs a handful of hair, slams Motley Crue right off his feet. Referee Downtown Bruno over there. Tasha saying he cheated, he grabbed the hair. Yeah, we could see it from right here, but the referee didn't.
And the referee checks with the crowd. The crowd says, no, we didn't see anything.
Referee is the one that's got to call it, Tasha. You just stay in the corner and let us handle it. Let the referee handle his job. Cross the ring, pounds ahead, top turnbuckle. Brian Christopher. And he started to bulldog him. And Motley Crue heaved him off right in midair. It was a good move. Excellent slam. Out with a clothesline and too sexy. I think he thought he had it too easy, Dave. He was too confident.
And now Motley Crue has taken over. He snaps Brian over. Drops him with that suplex. Brian Christopher on the mat. Covered. 1, 2.
Brian almost had that shoulder down, but he got it up a couple of inches before the referee's third count came down. And Motley Crue continues pounding on Brian Christopher. Now it's a chokehold.
Referee is counting for a break as Motley Crue chokes Brian in the corner. Now Tasha's up on the apron, distracting the referee. Brian Christopher pops a reverse neck breaker on the Motley Crue. He picks him up. Didn't elect to go for a cover that time. Fires him into the ropes. Over the back, and Motley Crue hits the mat hard.
Whole turning point came when Motley Crue bent over to backdrop Christopher out of that corner. He grabbed the foot and wish he had.
Yep. Motley Crue thought he had the advantage right there, and then came the kick from Brian Christopher.
Brian Brian looks at the crowd, Dave, and says, super kick. Yeah! What a beauty. He tagged him right on the butt. And jumping up to the ring apron, Tasha rakes her hand across the eyes of Brian Christopher. Motley Crue still shaking his head from that super kick. Up, look what he got. Pulled it out of his tights. Wham! And nailed Motley Crue as he came off. This'll do it. 1, 2, 3. Yes. And a change.
Yep.
We'll take time out. Be back in a moment. Okey-do! We've still got men on a mission hanging in the wings, and they'll be back out here they will be out here, not back out here, for the final match of the day. Coming out now, the USWA Tag Team title holders, Tommy Rich, Doug Gilbert, seem to be unhappy.
This is the biggest bunch of crap I've ever seen in my life.
What now?
You know, Randy Hales, I don't care if you love Wolfie D and you love J.C. Ice to death. Whether these stinking rednecks, whether you want to say it banana nose, I know for a fact that that is PG-13, Wolfie D, Jamie Dundee. And let me tell you something, Randy Hales. Bottom line is, when we yanked them masks off them two boys and then find out for a fact that it is Wolfie D, Jamie Dundee, whether it be in Memphis Monday night, title shot, y'all come on, because we're going to take them masks.
Well, what are you hollering about? First you're out here saying you got no competition, and now you got the cyberpunks out here.
Why don't you put a cork in it for just a minute, Lance Russell? Why don't you listen to me?
Yeah.
Listen, Tommy, let's don't say, yeah, if you boys make it to Monday night. I don't think you will. The chances aren't that great. Cyberpunks. What does that mean, Lance Russell?
That's her name.
That's her name. Two punk boys. Well, boys, tonight in Jonesboro, Arkansas, I hope you come on over to the Earl Bell Community Center. Because when we pull your mask off, Tommy and Scott Bowden both say they know it's you. Well, tonight in Jonesboro, we're going to pull those masks off your heads, and you won't even make it to Memphis, Tennessee Monday night. That's a promise from me to you.
Well, if you're big enough to pull it off, I'm sure Randy Hales will be the first one, if it turns out to be PG-13, to say they're out of here, because there was a loser leaves town. Let's take a look now at what's coming up Monday night down at the Mid-South Coliseum. 7 big matches, David.
Oh, indeed. The opening match, headbangers are going to be in here. These are some tough characters. We had them here today. They'll be going against David Haskins and Tony Williams.
And a coward waves the flag match. Love it. We're putting Scott Bowden and Brandon Baxter in there. The loser has the flag waved, and they're out of there.
USWA ladies title on the line, defended by Miss Texas, and Tasha, who was here as a valet just a moment ago, will be in action challenging for that title.
Special challenge match when Too Sexy Brian Christopher takes on Sir Mo.
And the other of the men on a mission, King Mabel, wrestling Jesse James Armstrong with a USWA heavyweight title at stake.
And a controversial USWA tag title match. It is now controversial when Tommy Rich and Doug Gilbert will be taking on the Cyberpunk.
And that's it for sanctioned matches, but that's not it for the evening. A non-sanctioned stretcher match. Somebody's going to be hauled out of there on a stretcher. Lawler, Christopher, they say they're going to be mean. Jerry Lawler said you look up mean in the dictionary, you're going to find the picture of the way he's going to look Monday night at the Coliseum. Man, we've already seen a chain by Brian Christopher. Mabel and Mo, the men on a mission, will be the opponents for Lawler and Brian Christopher. And speaking of the men on a mission,
there they are.
King Mabel and Sir Mo have arrived. You've got a tough non-sanctioned match coming up, not to mention the single matches that you're going to have to deal with, too.
That's exactly right, Dave Brown. Not to mention the singles matches, because they don't matter. Let me tell you something. I'm not going to come out here and be all irate and start screaming and yelling and hollering, because, as I said when I came here, Men on a Mission is going to take over USWA, and so far, step one of the plan is in full effect. Just bear
okay.
Just bear with me for a second. Brian Christopher, you come out here, you're screaming, you're all irate, you're all upset because King Mabel and Sir Mo just beat your brains out. Well, for the last 4 weeks, we've been beating your brains out. So that explains why you're losing your mind, because we've been beating on your noggin and beating on your noggin, and so you've lost it. And you come out here and you talk about you want to work us in a stretcher match. Stretcher match. Does that mean all the rules get thrown out the window? Is that what that means? All the rules get thrown out the window? You've got to be carted out on a stretcher? Well, let me tell you something. Stretcher matches, street fights, back alley brawls. Who? Let me tell you something. You said something about The Undertaker? That is the one, the only man in the world of wrestling today that beat The Undertaker 1, 2, 3 in the middle of the ring. But we're not talking about that goof right now. We're talking about that little boogaloo shrimp, Brian Christopher. And I'm going to keep this short and sweet. You come down to the Mid-South Coliseum, Brian Christopher. We're going to continue beating your brains out like we've done in the last 4 weeks. Ain't that right, King Mabel?
That's exactly right. It's all good. The USWA is the house of King Mabel and Sir Mo. Every time we've gotten the opportunity to win a championship strap, it's right over our shoulder. You understand, Brian Christopher? I am the USWA champion at this present time, and I will be for some time to come. Doug Gilbert, Tommy Wildfire Rich, you talk about you're going to take on everybody, but when you step in the ring with Men on a Mission, those straps will be ours also. Brian Christopher, Jerry the King Lawler, I'm the real king. I'm the new generation of kings. Brian Christopher, they need to make a new division for you. Giant midget wrestling. And then maybe you could win the championship belt. But until that time, show up this week and you'll go out on a stretcher. Long live the king!
Dave Brown, I just want to put the topping on the cake on this one, Dave Brown. And this is directly to you, Jerry Lawler. You said that you wrote the book on throwing the rules out the window and being mean and nasty. Well, you might have wrote that book, but guess what? Men on a Mission, King Mabel, and Sir Mo, we copyrighted that book.
We'll find out when it all happens Monday night, non-sanctioned match at the Mid-South Coliseum. Back here in a moment.
Of excitement around here with a brand new team of the Cyberpunks popping up and the controversy over that.
I tell you what, they have a lot of folks off balance. A lot of folks are nervous about the Cyberpunks, talking about Rich and Gilbert and people like Bill Dundee. A little bit unsettled about the situation. They say they think they know who it is. Well, I guess that all remains to be seen. We got a match coming up right here.
Do. And it's going to be an interesting one because it'll put Jesse James Armstrong and David Haskins. We don't see David around very often, but we've seen him from time to time. David, a very, very capable wrestler. But they are going against the huge team of King Mabel and Sir Mo. The current holders, King Mabel is, of the USWA heavyweight title. So they're feeling pretty sprucey and ready to hop in there and get it on. Let's go to Corey for the introduction.
We're ready. This one to the expiration of our time today. Tag team action. Introducing at a combined weight of 484 pounds. Out of Memphis, Tennessee, David Haskins. And his partner out of Marietta, Georgia, Jesse James Armstrong. Their opponents today, they come in at a combined weight of 889 pounds. Out of Harlem, New York, and the World Wrestling Federation, here is King Mabel, Sir Mo, Men on a Mission.
official referee for this one. To the expiration of our time, we're ready for it. Over to Lance Russell and Dave Brown.
And King Mabel with that King of the Ring robe on, about to disrobe, as a matter of fact, and he's holding on to the USWA heavyweight title. Jesse James Armstrong, more than capable, comes out of a great wrestling family, and he is joined by David Haskins. But when you listen to that tonnage and you start talking about 889 pounds, Dave, it boggles the mind.
Yeah, standing talking interview with
yeah, I noticed
just a few minutes ago.
I saw the same thing.
I'm over 6 feet tall, and I've barely come up to his shoulder. He is huge, let me tell you.
It is one of those circumstances, and it's funny you mentioned that, because I was standing over the side looking at it, and I'm saying the same thing. When he got up off that desk, just kept on going.
Yeah.
Woo, he is big.
And he's got the weight to go with it, too. This is a huge man, and Mo is certainly not a small man either. Men on a Mission, very big, very rugged, and they've been in some incredibly tough competition all over the world. David Haskins, former football player at the University of Memphis many years ago, but now with great career underway in wrestling. He's been all around, too. Back here today, teamed with Jesse James Armstrong.
Solid athlete just all the way around, and I guess that goes along with what you've heard a lot of coaches in various sports say, that if they're looking for one thing, they're looking for an athlete. They can teach a lot of the other things. Well, you've got an athlete here in David Haskins, who makes the tag on Jesse James Armstrong. Jesse, along with his brothers, and of course his dad, Bullet Bob, grew up around wrestling, and there's just something about that as to where it's all second nature. And that's one of the reasons he's tough. He's wild, and we still haven't gotten comfortable with his presence, but I don't know that that will ever happen. Into the rope, and down goes Armstrong. Sir Mo hops over him. Leapfrog by Jesse James. Hip toss down on the floor, and he grabs that arm and trashes him over and down.
As you say, not totally comfortable with it being around, but you gotta admire his athletic ability too, as you saw, as he was able to move Men on a Mission's Mo around the ring. Sir Mo, I guess I should say, as he really has kept him going. Now got that left arm barred. Sir Mo trying to figure a way out of it, calmly gets back on his feet. He's looking toward the corner, and he says some sort of signal, almost like a third base coach signaling his partner. I don't know what the signal. Well, there's the signal.
That's what he was talking about.
Get him from behind if I can throw him over there, and he did.
Hit him right in the head. Reached out, Mabel stunned him when he came into those ropes and put Jesse James flat in his face. And now the tag from Mo over to Mabel, and the big 600-pounder picks Armstrong up by the hair and drills him with a right hand. Downtown Bruno, your referee. As a scoop and on the shoulder, then a slam from Mabel. That's from a long way up, too.
Yes, it is. Mabel drops down on him. Armstrong's in trouble. There's a cover. 1, 2. Up, shoulder up at the count of 3. Right shoulder came off the mat. There's a choke by King Mabel. Armstrong over to the corner, trying to use the ropes to keep Mabel back. Didn't work.
Jesse James whipped into the corner diagonally, and that swinging arm. We've used it a lot of times before, saying it's like being hit with a telephone pole, and that's literally as close to it as you'll see. Mabel and Mo double team, drop down. Mo, a little too cocky. And look at Armstrong. He rolls Mo up, shoulders down. Referee over, and he can't get there quick enough to make the count. And Mo follows with a shot right in the back.
I don't know if he could have held him for a 3 count or not, but he would have been close to it. Referee did come around, and he was starting the count, but all of a sudden then, Mo was able to break out of it. A headbutt.
We are going to have to take a break coming up here in about 30 seconds. And the match Mabel and Moe against Haskins and Armstrong. And Sir Moe says, finish him. Well, he's got about 15 seconds to be able to finish it as he goes to the second rope. And here he comes and misses. We're going to have to take a break, Dave.
Haskins in. The action is really continuing, but our time has run out here for this one.
We got to take a break right now. Sir Moe and King Mabel are finishing destroying David Haskins and Jesse James Armstrong. When the tide turned, it turned in a hurry.
Yeah, they got a pin. The match officially ended with a pin on David Haskins, but they just continue to work on both Haskins and Jesse James Armstrong. Hey, don't forget, all you wrestling fans over at Jonesboro tonight, Earl Bell Community Center, big action coming up over there. And then, of course, Monday night at the Mid-South Coliseum, the non-sanctioned match with this very same team of King Mabel and Sir Moe going against the team of Jerry the King Lawler and Too Sexy Brian Christopher. It promises to be a wild night Monday night at the Mid-South Coliseum.
We got to get out of here. Randy Hales is trying to get some help from the back to come in here and get these guys to stop beating away on the team. But even if he comes over here.
Listen here. We want them to stretch it out of here. We want them to stretch it out of here.
We're out of time. Don't forget Lorenz and Wright's
are selected and paid by parties other than this station, namely the promoters of USWA Championship Wrestling.